like back streets back. All right.
All right.
But no, we have missed you. We have been very, very busy. Nicole's been out there killing it, trying to fight that good fight, trying to make sure we get money out of politics with Wolfpack, and she's been killing it. Yeah, and we've got a lot coming up on the channel. You're going to probably see some things related to Wolfpack, so you know how to get involved and how to get civic minded as the election nears. But also, you know, just I've had some stuff going on creatively. More about that in another show.
Yeah, we both had been going through it with our health as well. So
exactly.
No, we are on the mend up. So we decided to come back and have a little sassy time and go over some crazy stuff that's been going on.
And it's just like, girl, we couldn't step away for like a hot second without a bunch of crazy stuff.
They don't even let us go have like surgery. I can't have a damn back surgery and I can't go through treatments. No.
Oh, they're not gonna let you have that.
No, they want to throw Fani up the river and
Lauren the DNC, or the RNC, not the DNC, because it was a DNC.
Yeah,
probably ready to kill.
And then SCOTUS want to go and fuck like the only good week we had.
Oh, I know we were doing great, man.
We were doing great. We had great news. We were learning that like Laura Trump's gonna screw up the RNC, so like we got it in the bag.
Yeah, and speaking of that too, there was somebody, and I can't remember who said it, and because I was all excited about, I'm like, hey, they're gonna destroy the Republican Party. It's like, well, you shouldn't want that because we need a strong second party. I said, yes, and that's my point. We need a strong second party. This party is crazy. We don't need to keep this rabid dog around just because we need to replace it with people who are sane.
We don't need this.
No, we don't need this.
Conservative Republican.
Yes, we need a conservative party. It's a good counterbalance. We don't need this rabid crazy thing. Put that thing down, let it go, and then let it be replaced with something sane.
Yeah.
Because that Lord,
I can't do it.
Because I mean, and he just basically tells them that, and I'm thinking, okay, goodbye down ballot races.
Right.
Goodbye. I mean, y'all messed up.
Yeah, if y'all don't know, Laura Trump decided she was going to tell people on the news that the only job that the RNC is going to have this election is to make sure that Trump gets elected. So no money, unless you want all your money going to Trump, don't donate to the RNC because that's where it's going. It's going to pay for his legal bills.
And that's insane too. Why would they even do it? And the only thing I can think, it goes back to when Russia hacked the emails of the DNC and the RNC. I'm thinking they released stuff on the Democrats, but they kept in their back pocket things on Republicans, so that when they wanted, this one here, he's a good one. Let's make sure we know that, here's the compromise. Go talk to this guy. Because that's the only thing that makes sense. They're shooting themselves in the foot.
Yeah. That's just as a side opinion. You know me, I got love for my LGBTQ fam. But either Trump or Putin got something on Lindsey Graham. I've heard some, and maybe it's all conspiracy theories, but you can get every flavor available to you when it comes to the RNC. Matt Flack.
Flack. Yeah. That dude.
He has shown that. So, and I don't know if you guys have been counting, but I know we're at least up to 10 since the beginning of the year that Republicans have been caught with either underage or of age.
And that leads us right to who? With the sex tapes.
Yep.
And the thing, and yet again, and this is the thing that kills me about our side. I love liberals, progressives, but I was like, do we need to do it and follow it and do what the thing? And it's like, no. Listen to what I'm saying. Okay, the reason they get away with stuff is because we do things like that. When we shy away from that, we don't fight, and then we try to use this sort of this mealy mouth type of thing. It's like when people tell me not to give Republicans a lot of crap because it's the MAGA thing. when they don't remember, it's like they don't remember, hey, when Reagan was around, Reagan turned his back on the gay community and let AIDS spread.
Right. Reagan wasn't shit either.
No, none of them were. There's just not this golden age. Maybe during Eisenhower.
Maybe.
Yeah, but right when
but like you're talking about like perpetual blackmailing and going back to Nixon and like I've read a bunch of stuff, but when it comes to what you were saying, like, we don't fight back.
No, we don't. We let her, and then we wonder why we don't win. And I'm not. Here's what I'm saying. I'm not saying, hey, let's drag Tyler in front of a committee and show pictures. I'm talking about simply pointing out the hypocrisy. It's not the same thing as going after this kid who obviously has a lot of problems. It's more like, hey, here's this woman going after Hunter Biden when hello.
Right. Like, I'm sure you remember Michelle, when they go low, we go high.
Yeah.
Well, I've been watching a lot of James Carville. And between him and Tony Michaels, but as well as, the Midas brothers, all that stuff, but James Carville is pissed, like really pissed. And he's like, no offense to you, Miss First Lady, but we're done with this shit.
Yes.
He's like,
I am so done. I am
right so now. It's if they go low, we're going lower.
We're going beneath that shit.
Yeah, we're going lower. There ain't no more of this good cop bullshit. Like we're gonna go in. Like we are the only people who are gonna be able to save our democracy.
Right, and as somebody said,
these courts doing shit in time anymore.
Thank you. There's no defense. We're the last line of defense, so we cannot be the last line of defense trying to play nicey, especially since the other side is not dealing in good faith, and they're not. No,
they are not. They're not even. They're not even being nice in good faith.
No,
the ones that are. Like
that's my thing. I'm glad you said that because people act like I'm crazy.
You're gonna leave in November, but you can't pass this bill. Do
you see what I'm saying?
Like we need to spend money over there. Like we got enough people. Like y'all are leaving. Why do you give a crap what these people think?
I've been hashtagging on Twitter. Never trust a Republican. I keep hashtagging it because you get these people, and I said this the other day, and I think some people got a little peeved with me. I don't care. I said if Marjorie Taylor Greene tomorrow came out and said something nice and was acting out cool, Democrats would be like, oh my God, it's so great. Can she run? And I'll be like, y'all remember that? She's been gone for years, and you're just gonna
remember your space lasers, right?
And it kills me because that's why we get beat.
Yeah, like I don't trust any of those MAGA to ever be nice. They try to be nice, I'm gonna be like, what you?
What?
Seriously, like, let me feel your head. Like, I know I hate you, but what is wrong?
Yeah, side eye.
Something's wrong.
Exactly.
No.
Yeah, and so so the whole thing, and not to, like I said, drag the kiddo through the mud. I'm going to aim this mostly at Lauren. Lauren is this woman who's proud to be a grandmother at 36 years old. She's running around trying to tell everybody else how to have a
perfect family. #1 mom.
She's #1 mom, and yet she can't even keep her child from 22 felonies. No. And all this stuff, and it's just
mom of a felon, grandma at 36. Not that I can't say nothing. My mom was a grandma at like 38.
And it happens. But here's what I would say, just knowing you. Right. Is she going around telling everybody how they need to live their lives? Is she going around trying to pass any legislation telling people how to live their lives? No. But she does. And that's the thing
my mom ain't trying to control reproductive rights.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's like, because people point that out. Well, other people, but these aren't people out there telling you that you can't get IVF in Alabama.
Okay, as a woman, not allow. Like, I understand people have what they want to say about abortion. Me and my husband had this exact conversation earlier, and he is way further ahead, or I'm further ahead when it comes to, well, at least if they're like 16 to 20 weeks. No, he's like, until that thing has a social security number and insurance, it is not a person. Which I get that for cases where like the baby stillborn or something like that, and they
or like the thing in Texas. Yeah.
Right. But how could you as a woman look at another woman and say your fetus is more important than your life?
That's what I'm saying.
Forget that you have your own kids and husband. Like,
yeah,
I just don't get it.
And that's the thing.
I believe
decisions.
Some option. And this bullshit with Alabama can go right on and fuck itself.
Oh,
I'm sorry, a frozen, like, the best way that I have been able to explain this when talking to like people is you can go to the grocery store and you can get a fertilized egg and a non-fertilized egg, and you can bring them both home and make scrambled eggs with them. But unless you incubate them, unless you incubate the one that is fertilized, either in an incubator or for us humans in our cervix, it is not a baby.
It has no pain. It has no awareness.
No, it has nothing.
No
like, it's literally just a, what's the word I'm looking for? It's literally just like a bacteria, or like I'm sorry, it's not being processed into a child. There's a process here. And the fact that they're willing to jail people for dropping embryos or wanting to let their embryos go. What if somebody got like 4 kids out of IVF and they still had 20 frozen? Are you serious?
You're gonna make them have all 20?
Right. Like, I can't imagine. I've talked about this to y'all. Like, I can't have kids. But, like, I still believe in the right that that thing is not a child until at least, like, it's something of substance once it's fertilized and inserted. That I can see. You still have choices, but it is still a fertilized egg. So I see that. But you should still have your own damn choices. I'm tired of doctors.
Yes.
I'm sorry, not doctors. I'm tired of politicians and judges making decisions for what I do with my reproductive rights.
Right. And it's sort of like you got the components of life, but the components of life haven't been put together yet. So until it's put together, it's not life. It's not sentient. It has,
right.
You know, and they're going too far with it. And you have to wonder what
they really are.
What is the end game, though? What is the end game with that? What are they trying to do? Because it doesn't make sense.
Women's rights to vote, our right to work. Where would you like me to stop?
But we can't say misogyny, and I have to say this: we can't say misogyny without even the people who are allies on the roll their eyes. Like, misogyny is not a thing that happens. Misogyny isn't a thing that happens. But to go back to the Fani Willis thing, I think we were saying how what's really jacked up is Fani Willis is being, like you said, lynched.
Yeah,
they know this
public lynching in a courtroom.
Right, and they know
they're publicly lynching Fani and Nathan's character in front of their whole county,
like they did with Hunter. All they're doing, like with Hunter, it was like, you're doing drugs. I'm like, what's that got to do with my father? What are you talking about? What's that got to do with Burisma? But are you doing drugs right now?
Fool. Let me tell you. I heard a little bit of it. It's like, let me tell you about drug addiction.
Oh,
and it's true. I can tell you the last time I had a substance. I can't tell you
dates
while I was on that substance. Days.
You're on a date. You know, they're asking stupid questions.
They're stupid people.
Like
Who
bringing up
expects
dudes,
anything less?
bringing up dudes. And the one thing I had to give props to Fani when she said she wasn't going to emasculate dude, even though she was probably upset with him for some things, but she had enough, I guess, chutzpah and strength to realize she still needed that man. They were still good friends on a level.
Right.
They just weren't compatible emotionally. That's maturity. I don't know how many people I know when they break up or something, unless the person was like being a real jackass. But sometimes things don't work out. It has nothing to do with anything. Making it into a thing where you got to character assassinate a person or it's just so immature. And she wasn't like that. She was able to work with this guy and deal with this guy. She wasn't going to sit there and tear him up just because things didn't work out between them. That's just jackass.
And I gotta tell you, I have absolutely no proof of this. So go fuck yourselves, lawyers of Trump and all them. I have no proof of this. But they ain't broken up.
You think they're not broken up?
I don't think they are. I don't know. I just...
Because he's fine.
No, it's not even that. It's the way that they interact still.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I just don't.
I just like the idea of them still doing their thing.
Talking about him in the church. The way she was speaking about him in the church. That sounded like somebody who was still in love.
No.
So if they're not still together in real life, then she is hurt over the fact that he is misogynist and does not see her as his equal.
But maybe at a certain point,
still loves him.
I think maybe at a certain point, it's just like with him and his ex-wife, right? People brought her name in the mud too. But let's say if he was like that, she probably had her own little valid reasons for not wanting to deal with him.
Oh, yeah.
And there's always two sides to every freaking story, okay?
Absolutely.
And so I'm just looking at it like, we just need more maturity and less selfishness in the dating scene, and more.
I don't think we're gonna get it with the GOP.
Hell no.
No.
No, because they're out peddling this mess.
I told you before we started recording how bad I wanted Fani to snatch that man's wig off of his head.
What did he
talking about? Daddy didn't know.
Daddy did.
I'm like, I looked at my husband. I told Alicia this before we started recording. I said, I looked at my husband and I said, this motherfucker needs to stop calling her dad, her father, daddy.
Yes.
In front of this court.
He was trying to belittle.
Like you said, I grew up with sisters. So I know you don't call somebody else's father daddy.
No, they lucky. You better be glad it wasn't me, because you be holding me back. You know how I get. You be like, Alicia, you ain't going to jail. You ain't
telling you, I could see if she was sitting behind the defense in the back of the room today. If that's where she was sitting, you could see her. Just like somebody was sitting there next to her telling her to calm down. You would see her just like, this motherfucker.
She was.
Like telling me that my daddy's lying.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you want to call him daddy?
And he was.
I'm lying? Okay.
And the daddy was credible. The daddy was definitely credible.
He was credible, and he told the truth that he saw Fani interact on the court with the court. Like you couldn't miss it. It was everywhere in Georgia.
No,
so yeah,
horrible. And so this even goes. We could kind of segue back to the SCOTUS thing, because we definitely wanted to hit on the SCOTUS decision before.
Oh yeah. Oh.
And that's some BS right there, you guys.
I named this shit SCOTUS. What the fuck dates, DC? Seriously.
Because even the people who are out there saying, well, we'll probably get the trial before. But, the point was not even that for me. The point was the way that they structured that to make it to where Judge Cannon and those who were sympathetic to Trump play little games with dates and stuff. They
should have let the case go on while they read it.
Yes.
But I want to know personally, is 19% not low enough when it comes to what people care about you, Supreme Court?
That just shows they don't give no fucks. They're just like, hey, we got the robes, bitches. You can't do that.
Yeah, but they ain't shit if nobody respects them or listens to them. The court is a figment. Like it.
Yes, thank you.
It needs the power of the people to exist. Just like all these motherfuckers are like, oh, it was only 5-4 in the Supreme Court. We don't have to cut this razor wire down. It's only worth what people believe in it. And they are 19% right now.
And they done that to themselves. The people who say, "Hey, I don't have to listen to your thing," they've done it to themselves. They've lost respect. Once
Mister, I changed Roe v. Wade. Hold that L, bitch. Hold that L in November. Oh, you took IVF away? Hold that L, bitch. Because I guarantee we are going to at least take the House by a larger, like, they want to talk about they had a red wave. I think we're going to have a blue tsunami.
Oh, it's going to be whoosh.
My only concern
all them corrupt motherfuckers out.
But I think we still have a shot there too.
Well, but here's the thing. I think people, the thing that aggravates me is they really do think the power that any of these institutions have is given to them by the people.
Oh yeah. And that's why I work so hard as I do, is because it needs to go back to we the people.
Yes.
Our government needs to be returned to we the people and not we the fucking...
Not the Carlin Crows of the world.
Yeah.
Carlin Crow. And that name sounds like a freaking villain in a fucking comic book.
I apparently never plugged my phone in. Or my computer. My computer's going dead. I never plugged that bitch in.
Oh no.
Yeah, but like, yeah.
But do you see what I'm saying? It's like we got a literal villain named Carlin Crow paying for justices. And
yes.
This is where we are. And that's because we just allowed it. And it's also because, my humble opinion, the day that we forgave Tricky Dick of his BS, and the day that we decided to pardon certain Republicans for the things that they do.
I need you to stop for a minute.
Okay.
Pause the recording.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now we are returned. And we were just talking about like the SCOTUS and that whole decision, and how I know that you had some things you wanted to say in regards to all that.
Oh no, just talking about SCOTUS and hold on, somebody's come to say hello. I know how much you've missed him.
Phoenix!
Hi, Phoenix. Oh. Well, you better get your hands off of the carpet. Look, say hi. Say hi.
There's that baby. Hi, baby. He gets so mad. He's like, I am not talking to her. Hi. You know I love kitties. Hi. You know I love kitties. He's
don't
like,
scratch me. He's always like,
hey, put my
I got all of the nails, so I gotta watch out. He's fine. He's a big cuddler. He has started coming next to me, and my hand will be next to me, and he literally sits his ass on my hand and sits up next to me. And he's just like, hey, Mom.
That's hilarious.
I don't even remember what I was talking about. I remembered I had to take a break, and it was okay. Yeah, I'm just... The DC appellate court, they took like a month to report their... He's playing with plastic. To report their findings. They read Trump. Let's just say that. They read him. Just the fact that his lawyers were saying, like, you could take SEAL Team 6 and kill your opponent, and that would be legal. And they were saying if he was impeached and charged in the Senate, then yes, like, it can be done. And
no,
Yeah, trust. Yeah, I know. But that was the whole basis of the one. I think she's Filipino. The one Filipino
Judge
judge.
Pan.
Pan, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Her report was based around that whole thing about the killing somebody with SEAL Team 6 because they're following orders. They did such a beautiful job with that appellate court decision.
They handed it to the Supreme Court with a bow.
There was no reason for them to take it, other than to put either fuck us or put their
You froze. You still there? Hey guys, as you probably guessed, Nicole's computer died. And so I'm just gonna say, just this last segue out, that the SCOTUS decision was disappointing. And while I'm aware there's a good possibility we're outside of the Alvin Bragg case that we may still see some trials before the election. Because here's the thing, why so many people say, well, this Alvin Bragg case isn't as important. The people who say, oh, if he gets a felony conviction, I won't vote for him. I think they're thinking about something like the election case. Something like the story that particular case. They're going to look at it as, a guy being a guy. I mean, think about the people who follow Trump. They don't have an issue with guys being a little bit, chauvinistic, for lack of a better word. And so they're not going to have as much, if he gets, in trouble for that, I don't think it's going to have the same impact as him having stolen the election. That's just, I know for lawyers, they're like, this is a big case, but is it going to move the needle? It won't. I just don't think it will. So I do hope he gets convicted, and it may move the needle if they actually incarcerate him like they did Michael Cohen. And I think it'd be greatly unfair not to, because Michael Cohen went to jail for something that Trump did. So if Cohen can go to jail for it, Trump definitely should. It would not be fair otherwise, but I doubt that's going to happen. But at least the good news is the DOJ basically put out official statements that, yes, we usually do have a policy where we don't try to go after people who are campaigning. But realize this was an ongoing investigation before he officially announced he was campaigning. Okay. And then, so it's different than if he just announced, today, and there were no indictments or anything like that. It's different, and it should be different. It's not the same as what they did to frickin' Hillary Clinton, which, in my opinion, that should not have happened. Okay. So at the end of the day, the SCOTUS decision is already being used to play games. Island Canada's like, oh yeah, we're gonna do it in August. Yeah, and it's gonna be great. Sure it will. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Don't trust them as far as you could throw them. Trump's team is already saying, no, we meant for the evidentiary hearing. We want the actual trial to be after the election. And she'll probably grant it because she's in the pocket of Trump. So yeah, at the end of the day, guys, the SCOTUS decision is troubling. We can only see how it's going to pan out and play out in the next few weeks. In any case, Nicole, love you. What happened was she just got a new laptop, and so she's probably getting used to how long it charges and things like that. But stay tuned. I'm going to be doing my single podcast, and so is she, especially regarding Wolfpack and some of the things they're doing to save democracy. Love you guys. If you have any questions, feel free to drop a comment or message us. Love you. Keep democracy alive. And stay all fired up. Talk to you soon.